When did the Cold War almost turn hot? Imagine standing on the edge of a cliff, feeling the wind of potential disaster blow past. That's what it was like during the Cold War, when tensions nearly exploded into full-blown war. The Cold War was a long struggle between the United States and the Soviet Union, with both sides trying to outdo each other in weapons, influence, and power. It lasted from the late 1940s to the early 1990s, but there were moments when it almost turned into real fighting. One of those moments was during the Vietnam War, especially in the mid-1960s. The United States had increased its military efforts sharply. It all started with the Gulf of Tonkin incident in August 1964. American ships reported being attacked by North Vietnamese forces, which led Congress to pass the Gulf of Tonkin Resolution. This gave President Lyndon B. Johnson the power to send more troops and escalate the war. Following this, the United States launched massive bombing campaigns against North Vietnam, starting with Operation Rolling Thunder in 1965. By 1969, over 540,000 American soldiers were fighting in Vietnam. This was a huge escalation, and it made the Cold War rivalry feel even more intense. The United States was fighting a communist regime supported by the Soviet Union and China, but they never sent troops directly into the war. Instead, it was fought through proxies, which kept the superpowers from directly clashing with each other. The incident that really brought the danger to the surface was the Gulf of Tonkin incident. American ships reported attacks by North Vietnamese forces, which led to retaliatory airstrikes and congressional approval for more military action. Later, it was revealed that the second attack might not have even happened, but at the time, it was enough to push the United States into a major escalation. Even with all the fighting, nuclear war was still avoided. The superpowers knew that a direct conflict involving nuclear weapons could wipe out entire cities and threaten global survival. So, they kept the conflict limited to proxy wars like Vietnam. It was a tense moment in Cold War history, showing how close the world came to a full-scale war, but also how careful both sides were to avoid crossing that line. So, the Cold War almost turned hot during the Vietnam War escalation after 1964. The Gulf of Tonkin incident and the subsequent military buildup pushed the rivalry to the brink. It was a reminder of how dangerous the Cold War was, and how both superpowers preferred to fight through allies and proxies rather than risking a nuclear confrontation.